Hello, everybody. We're here with SSA Broadcast doing a pre-Forest Park interview with the managers of the teams that have won the three big tournaments heading into this weekend. So with me right now is Matt Dosen, current manager of Signature Softball. They won the Chicagoland Championships at the end of July. Matt, thanks for coming.
My pleasure, George. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. So, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about Signature? Are you guys healthy, ready to go this coming weekend? And how's your team looking?
Team's played well all year. We've obviously lost probably the biggest bat in our lineup, Mark Holstein, perennial power hitter in the game, to a really fluky accident, unfortunately. He tore his triceps muscle, so he won't be with us this weekend. But and he was having a tremendous year, like he always does, leading up to the Chicagoland Championships. But up and down our lineup, we've got contributions from everybody this year, from the first player on the roster to the 20th player. Everybody's played this year. Everybody's done a terrific job. We've got a good mixture of young guys, veterans, guys that haven't won this tournament before, including myself. So it's an exciting time for all of us. I know that we're looking forward to it. We've got a couple of games early in the week to get us prepared, and hopefully we'll stay injury-free and be ready.
Well, the one thing that's always impressed me about Signature, especially, going back to when it was Windy City as well, you guys, sometimes you lose a game early in the tournament, but you guys have probably persevered more than any of the other major teams and seem to always find a way to fight your way back. Can you give us a little bit of an insight into your team's mentality when you guys are making these tremendous runs through the losers bracket?
Well, me being from the outside looking in for all these years, this is my first year with the team. I think it starts with the leadership, and you've had constant leadership, consistent leadership with Sal Milazzo at the top. And, Sal and Tonchi Saracevic have done a great job throughout the years. They added Patty Caputo for a number of years. And when you have that consistency at the top, guys that are veterans, guys that are leaders, guys that have won before, obviously Patty's won multiple national championships. It doesn't matter what kind of adversity you face during the year or even in a tournament, you're always going to be close to being able to compete for a championship each year and each tournament. So I think that when you've got that from the top, it kind of trickles down to the veterans that have been on this team for a long time, guys like Kevin Duff and Vince Croston, and those guys have just year in and year out seem to always be on the winning end of a lot of tournaments. And it doesn't matter if they're in winners bracket, losers bracket, they have the same mentality. Let's just play the game in front of us.
Yeah, and it's nice because you guys, in my opinion, are probably the best hitting team in 16-inch softball. So it's nice when you have a big boy offense, and you guys seem to be pretty confident no matter what the situation. You guys seem to punch back and get back into ball games a lot.
Yeah, that's changed a little bit over the years because for a number of years, Windy City was regarded as one of the better defensive teams. But they have added some good, young, aggressive hitters, guys that could not only hit the ball in the gaps, but guys that are really fast and know just how to get on base. So we've got a real good mixture of guys that could hit the ball a long way and guys that just know how to get on first base. And when you've got activity on the bases, you're always going to give yourself a chance.
And one final question, Matt. Who's your dark horse coming up next weekend for the No Glove Nationals?
Well, Miller hasn't had their whole team out for a lot of the time this year, and it seems like recently they've started to get all their guys together, and they've been playing pretty good softball. Obviously, they compete in a really tough league, in the Mount Prospect Classic League. And I think that, again, Patty leading the way. They've got a very, very good hitting team. Sean Burke, Ken Kaselika, Bobby Rowe, Joe Shawdeck, guys, again, that have won before. I think that's a team that can make a good run.
Okay, we'll be right back after this break with Richie Battistoni representing Hexx Softball, the winners of the North-South. They actually repeated this year. So we'll be back after this break. Hi, everybody. We're back with Richie Battistoni representing the Hexx team. Hexx defended their North-South championship this year. So, Richie, why don't you give us a little background on Hexx softball, how you guys are doing, any injuries you have, and your outlook heading into next weekend?
Yeah, we did came back this year and defended the North-South Championship, took it down again. Guys like Mike Manzella, Moji, Stu, all those guys had a big part in the win. As far as coming back and playing the No Glove this year, we took second last year, obviously. Looking to get back to the championship game again. No real injuries. We're kind of, been lucky with that this year with no injuries, and hopefully have a long run this weekend.
Well, I got to tell you, last year, you guys lost your first game in the tournament, made it all the way back to the championship game, and Mike Manzella was having probably one of the greatest weekends I've ever seen a guy have out here. I mean, not just average-wise, but extra base hits, RBIs, and, he might be a guy that maybe a lot of people aren't that familiar with, but, that kid is really something.
Mike has a great story. Last year at Forest Park, he was kind of struggling in and out of the lineup, and Saturday night after we had made it to Sunday, he told all of us, he goes, I'm literally going to bat 900 from here on out, and I've played with him Forest Park, fall ball, dome, and up until now, and he's pretty much kept his word. He's been easily our best hitter all year. He's a great teammate. He's a good guy, and you're right. He is a very underrated player that no one knows about, and glad he's on my side.
And here at the SSA, we want to give a shout-out to Tommy Balick. We know he hasn't been feeling very well this summer. Is there any chance that Tommy may be out for the No Glove?
You know what? A lot of us have been keeping in touch with Tommy. He hasn't been out at all this year. We've been up and down with wins and losses, and as you know, Tommy is very plays or comes out and when he thinks he should be there and not when he shouldn't, depending on if we're winning or losing. That's how Tommy is. So when we have good days, he thinks he shouldn't show up, and we have bad days, he feels like he should come back. I'm not sure if he's going to be out there this weekend, but we hope he is. He's one of the big reasons why this team is still together, and we hope he's out there for us.
Yeah, no doubt. Tommy's one of the great characters in the game, and hopefully he'll be feeling better. So, Tommy, if you're watching, we hope you're feeling better and that you'll be out. One final question, Richie. Sure. Who's your dark horse heading into next weekend?
All right, I'm going to back myself up here with two dark horses, if that's okay.
Sure.
I think Players Inc. is having a great year, and with a bunch of new guys, how they're playing together has been fantastic. I actually think they should have had a bye, my personal opinion. That's okay, though. And another team is Smackout. They haven't had the ability to have all their guys out this year, but I know CJ very well, and I know Jimmy Moretti very well. They'll have all their guys out there this weekend, and they will put together a run.
Yeah, I agree with you. Pete's done a great job with that Players Inc. team, and you're right. I've watched that Smackout team, and, if they get their people out, they can be competitive, no doubt. Okay, we will be back after this break with Ron Kubicki from the 45s. They won the Westchester Tournament of Champions, so we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you. Hello again. We're back from the break with Ron, the Colonel Kubicki, the manager of the 45s who won the Westchester Tournament of Champions. Ron, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And Ron, why don't you tell the people that might come out to the No Glove starting this Thursday a little bit about the 45s and what they should look for when you guys are playing?
You're probably going to look at one of the better outfields in the game today. Got a lot of fast kids out there, a little B, Alex and Billy. They're really pretty quick outfield. Good young guys in the infield. We got some old experience with Izzy at first base. Now we got Keith Hilkins back. You got Jeff Berger back. Joey Yars is having a monster year. Actually, he's probably our MVP this year right now. He's been playing incredible. So I always tease everybody we're an average 18, but we might be just getting into the major level now.
Well, for those people watching, Alex and Billy are both brothers, and the good thing is I've noticed that they both managed to stay healthy this year. The last couple of years, it seems like one of them is healthy, the other gets hurt. So I'm sure they're probably looking forward to being in the outfield together for the No Glove. It's been a while since that's happened for those two kids.
Yeah, they're excited. In fact, we were talking about it tonight. They're all excited about the tournament. And, No Glove is the tournament for everybody. It's a tournament everybody wants to win. I've been fortunate enough to be around good teams. And, this is the one that you look for. It used to be the ASA was really the big tournament, but No Gloves is just so special. It means so much to everybody. And when you win this, to me, it's the epitome of Chicago softball.
Well, the thing that always surprised me about the No Glove is, last couple of years, the league play, teams have trouble, but you get to the No Glove and everybody's playing 100 miles an hour, and it's just, like you said, just terrific. And, these people here at Forest Park, we're here in the Hall of Fame doing these interviews, which is beautiful. And what are your thoughts on the Park District out here, Ron?
The Park District of Forest Park is one of the greatest. I was a park director at Hotchkins. It's always going to be in my heart. But second greatest to me is Forest Park, and the grounds crew is number one to any crew I've ever seen in the world. They could even match Wrigley Field or Comiskey Park or whatever they call the Sox Park now. These guys do such a great job. It makes it a pleasure. And then you got the fans out here, the excitement. It's just everybody in the game. I've been doing this 45 years now. I think it's my 30th No Glove, or 35th, I think it is. And there's just something about it so special. My wife doesn't usually come to a lot of games, but she doesn't like to miss Forest Park. It's just the whole atmosphere, and it's all because of the Park District of Forest Park, the volunteers that come out here, the village. The village puts up with a lot of people parking. The streets are full. They don't care. They all volunteer. They come back, and just makes it a special tournament.
Yeah, the community out here is great. So one final question. If you had to handicap it, you can't pick the 45s, who would your dark horse be in this year's No Glove Nationals?
Well, you always got to look for signature. It's going to hurt them a little bit not having Mark Holstein playing, because Mark is a great player. But you can never look past signatures. They're a great team. Flash has struggled a little bit this year, but, they're the old pros too. They've been in the tournament many times. And that's what it takes. Experience is a big part of this tournament, not getting flustered with all the fans out here. Hexx, great hitting team. You really got to watch them. And don't be surprised if the Iowa teams, I'm not going to predict an Iowa team to win, but I do say the Iowa teams are getting better and better. And I think we saw in the Chicagoland Classic with 4 Iowa teams making it on Sunday. They're playing better Chicago-style ball, and, I expect a lot out of them too.
Yeah, the Iowa teams have definitely come a long way, and that's a great segue for me, Ron. Coming up later this week, we will have the managers for the 3 teams from Iowa who have received invitations this year. So we'll find out a little bit more about them later in the week. So for the SSA broadcast, I'd like to thank the 3 managers that came out and participated in the interview, and the Hall of Fame for allowing us to film in here. And we'll see you this weekend at the No Glove Nationals.